1. Unrealistic expectations. A lot of people are taught to be kind and put others' wants before their own, but does anyone tell us about what can happen if we are too caring and kind? The world is full of kind people who give to everyone and waste their own money and energy in the process. It's possible that being too kind could put our own lives in danger. Be amazed at the surprise bad things that can happen to you because you are too kind. Today I will tell you 9 of them and give you 6 Stoic ways to stop people from taking advantage of you right away. Let's move on to number 1. 2. Expectations of people. You will have unrealistic expectations of people. Stoics say that we should accept things as they are and not depend on other people's actions to make us happy. They say that if you give without expecting too much in return, you'll avoid sadness and develop emotional detachment, which will give you more peace of mind. Being completely selfless in our generosity is hard because when we give our all, we expect others to do the same for us when we need something important. But if you're used to having everything done for you, people will assume that you can handle everything in their lives and yours, especially your own. In reality, what will happen is that your hopes for return will not be met. Instead, you'll feel bad, tired, frustrated, and let down. Still, if we look at it objectively, people aren't failing you, they're just doing what you should be doing, which is taking care of their own tasks. Different things like societal norms, personal wants, past experiences, and media influences can lead to unrealistic expectations. A lot of the time, these assumptions involve thinking that other people will act or behave in ways that may not be true. To keep relationships healthy and avoid disappointment or anger, it's important to understand and accept that people aren't perfect and may not always live up to our standards. It's important to be honest with others, hold them to reasonable standards, and show empathy and understanding. Managing standards can help you have more satisfying and peaceful interactions with other people, which can lead to relationships that are more realistic and last longer. 3. People's intentions. People will only want something from you. Stoics say that it's important to remember that true value comes from doing the right thing, not just what other people want. Moderation and giving will help you stay in charge of your actions and stay away from bad habits that are bad for your mental health. People are creatures of habit, which is something you've heard your whole life. This is because our bodies are made to get used to a rhythm, a way of life, and a lot of different things going on around us. Being able to change is where the idea of a safety zone comes from. People who gain from your kindness will expect you to give them something all the time. If you do it often, this will earn you their respect, comfort zones, and they won't do many of their duties because you'll be there to do them. The problem you'll have is not valuing yourself. Because if you don't, no one will look you in the eyes and tell you to care more about yourself. At the very least, don't expect people you help to be compassionate in this way because they will stick to their own Robin Hood, which will cost them their lives. A lot of people think that other people want something from them, whether it's something concrete like a gift or a favor or something more general like help, respect, or approval. But keep in mind that standards aren't the same for everyone or every case. When people connect with each other, some may have hopes, but that doesn't mean that everyone will only want to receive something. A lot of people are also happy when they help others without expecting anything in return. People help each other out and give because they care about the world and want to make it a better place. Good relationships also have mutual respect, understanding, and equality, which means that both people give and receive the same amount. Making rules and talking to each other clearly can also help manage expectations and make sure that talks are respectful and good for everyone. Before we end, it's important to keep in mind that relationships between people are difficult and not just about making deals. Also, it's good to know what other people want from us and help them. For perceived weakness. You run a significant risk of being called weak and treated as such. It's possible that people will call you weak and treat you like one. Stoic philosophy encourages us to develop inner strength and self-discipline. When we set specific boundaries and practice self-discipline, we can show others that we are committed to our own responsibilities and values. This earns respect instead of being seen as fragile and treated that way. When you are always ready to help others, you may believe that you are establishing yourself as an authority in the areas you collaborate in. However, this can create a negative image of you because when boundaries are not set, others may start to see you as weak or easily commanded. This can lead them to shift their responsibilities onto you, knowing that you are unlikely to refuse because you are always ready to help others. However, as soon as you start using the word no, others may begin to consider something they may not have considered before, that is, respect. Setting boundaries and saying no when necessary demonstrates authenticity and commitment to your own priorities, thereby earning the respect of those around you. So, it is important that you show authenticity and say no when needed. Having healthy relationships is important for a happy life because they give us mental support, a sense of connection, and a sense that we belong. But it's important that these relationships are healthy and good for both people. Healthy relationships are ones in which everyone contributes and supports in an equal and respected way. If you are too nice to your partner, they may take advantage of your kindness. In healthy relationships, it's important that everyone is willing to give and receive support fairly. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you have to give everything that women want. Everyone has limits, and this goes for both sexes. If you are too kind, everything can become an obligation. Your words make it sound like you're worried about being seen as weak and possibly being treated badly because of that. Never forget that there are different kinds of power. Being open or asking for help doesn't make you weak. In fact, it often takes a lot of strength to admit that you are weak and ask for help when you need it. Focusing on building your self-confidence and surrounding yourself with people who value and respect you for who you are can help. If you're worried about how other people might see you, taking care of yourself and setting limits can also help protect your health in scenarios where you might be mistreated. It's important to remember that everyone has problems and issues from time to time. Asking for help when you need it is a sign of strength, not weakness. If someone is mistreating you, you should talk about it and get help from trusted friends, family, or experts. 5. Dependency risks. You run a significant risk of developing a dependency. Stoic theory stresses moderation and self-control. Being generous and self-discipline can help us stay away from addictive behaviors and have a healthy relationship with our actions and choices. When necessary once becomes a part of daily life, the needs often keep going up, making it easy to become dependent on others. One day, someone close to you might realize that you are abusing something too much, whether it's food, alcohol, or any other substance. Remember that people who care about you always want the best for you, so pay attention to what they have to say. Their worries are meant to help you avoid problems and move toward the improvement you want. Many people praise Stoicism for being wise in real life and strong in the face of mental illness. However, it's important to take a balanced view of any philosophical or psychological structure. Focusing on what we can control, accepting what will happen, and finding inner peace are all things that Stoicism teaches. But there is a chance of taking it too far and becoming dependent on it, just like with any other belief or theory. To handle doubt with strength, seek balance by combining Stoic ideas with other ways of thinking and doing things that are good for your mental health, like being mindful, being kind to yourself, and seeking social support. Constantly reflect on how Stoicism or any other theory is affecting your feelings, thoughts, and actions. Be ready to change your approach when needed to maintain a positive mindset. 6. Priorities being trampled upon. Setting limits and responsibilities is crucial for maintaining balance and authenticity while not sacrificing your own well-being for others. When you give all your time to others' needs, you risk experiencing inconvenience and exhaustion. Prioritize taking care of yourself first before extending comfort to others, ensuring you feel whole, satisfied, and cared for. Setting boundaries and self-care aren't selfish, they're essential for healthy relationships. 7. Falling into addiction. Stoic philosophy emphasizes balance and self-control, which helps prevent falling into addictive patterns. However, neglecting self-care and overextending oneself can increase the risk of dependency. Be mindful of excessive behaviors like drinking, eating, or gambling, and listen to concerns from loved ones about potential addiction issues. Seek help from medical professionals or support groups if needed to address addiction effectively. 8. Surrounding by many, supported by few. Stoicism teaches us to value wisdom and judgment when discerning between sincere support and opportunistic motives. Maintain sincere and mutually beneficial relationships by practicing self-control and objectivity. Be cautious of those who only seek help when they need something specific, and focus on fostering positive energy to attract genuine, supportive individuals in your life. 9. Maintaining healthy boundaries. Establishing healthy boundaries in personal and professional settings is essential for protecting your well-being. Clear boundaries delineate where you end and others begin, preventing exhaustion and exploitation. Practice self-awareness, assertiveness, and effective communication to set and maintain boundaries effectively. Seek support from friends, family, or therapists to reinforce healthy limits and prioritize self-care.